what consistency and commitment, the level of growth it can give you is nuts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what we just want to show people is like, dude, if you really, focus on something and go all in on something, it'll change your life.
All right, guys, welcome back. I'm your host, Chris Nichols. I just did a really unique episode that was last minute. I was really inspired by something that happened this week. I had a few friends who, a few months back, earlier this year in 2025, ran a relay race from San Diego to San Francisco. They had 6 athletes. They took a RV and they each basically split about 100 miles each over the course of 4 days with really no stops in any hotels. They slept in the RV. They basically took turns driving, took turns running. It's pretty incredible what these guys did. And they made a documentary out of it, which is called California Traverse. They just had the documentary premiere this week in San Diego, and the next step is to get this out to film festivals and ideally, ultimately, get it sold to something like Netflix. So I went and saw this. I was so inspired by what this group did, and a few of these friends of mine were in town. So I said, let's just knock out a podcast. I want to talk about this. I thought it was so incredible. It aligns with the brand of Built for Legacy. So I sat down with Will Stull and Cole Mueller to talk about more of the behind the scenes stuff, ask them some questions about what were the behind the scenes most challenging moments, funniest moments, and it was really fun to go back and forth with these guys in a more intimate setting beyond what we see in the documentary. Please subscribe to Built for Legacy on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, and follow Nickels and Dimes on Instagram and Built for Legacy Podcast on Instagram. Thank you all for being here and enjoy this fun, inspiring conversation with Will and Cole. Yeah, I mean...
Is this mainly premiere based off the doc and stuff? Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. So, we'll just get into it. But, dude, I mean, you guys did such an amazing job with California Traverse. Congratulations on putting that out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, like, I was just... This idea came to me today. We watched their documentary where they ran from San Diego to San Francisco in a 640-mile relay race with 6 of you guys. Mm-hmm. And I just said, you know what? While you guys are in town, let's talk about this because I just thought it was so not only inspiring and motivating, but it was entertaining. It was funny.
Yeah.
You guys were the stars of the show, honestly.
Good.
I was laughing my ass off.
I know.
A lot of fun.
We heard you. You were right behind us and stuff. You guys kept me laughing. We didn't even think of it from a comical standpoint because we didn't sit down and we had seen it probably 40 times.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I mean, we're basically the ones who directed it because we had the producers and everything, but we tweaked it exactly how we wanted it to be and stuff.
We were the
so
producers,
it's
we had directors.
Yeah, other way around.
It was essentially we're running, so we're doing the run, and then we're also doing the logistics, driving the cars.
Yeah. It's stressful stuff.
Yeah.
The run is stressful enough.
I'm coordinating with the production team following us to be because before the run, map out we want coverage here, this spot. And then as we're going, we're hey, we need you. So you're coordinating different things too. But as the days go on and you're just not sleeping and you're running a lot of miles at that point, it's even just texting someone is really mentally challenging.
Yeah.
And so with that, it was we wanted to make this documentary, but it was so much more than just the run. It was even the logistics of mapping out something to go from San Diego to San Francisco, the roads, the Strava. We got runners that barely speak English and cell phones. We're all right, here you go, buddy. You go on your 8 mile run, and we hope you're at the spot that we tell you to come. And sometimes you're where is he? And then you're fuck, I'm trying to sleep, and but now I'm gonna go find so and so, and so it's just chaos.
That was kind of the beautiful part about it, though. Is it was our first time doing something like that, so everything was a learning phase kind of. It's and we just had to adjust accordingly along the entire route because it's we also had to remind the team, it's this is the first time we've ever done something like this, so everything could go wrong or everything could go right, but it all turned out pretty good, and we were able to kind of keep spirits high and keep the team together. We only kind of had one breakdown.
Okay, so that's one of my questions. Is what was the most challenging team moment? What was it, and then what caused it?
I would say maybe either night one or Olivia coming in at the end.
I think it was the first Yeah, probably the first night. I don't know why, but like the first day of running, for me at least, was like the worst. Like my body felt like shit.
We all started way too fast. That's the first part.
But like even like we got up to like 100 miles. I put in like 20 miles or whatever, and it's like I just didn't feel good, and I was like, it got like overwhelming because I was like, we got to do this for like 3 more nights, and this is night 1.
Yeah.
And then I was like realizing like, okay, like nighttime's coming. This is the part where like Will and I are gonna run and not sleep too. Like, I'm just
Which we weren't like ready for. Yeah, we weren't expecting to do that.
It just kind of hits you, and so that first night we're the morale's down. We're pretty much running through LA, and we're about to hit Malibu and start that whole circuit up to like Ventura.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be like the first night. We don't know what to expect, and I just don't think everyone was like ready for it. And I mean, there was one point where I ran, and then the support car, the truck needed gas. There was no gas station open within like 3 miles.
So they had to drive way up.
So I just ran. I hadn't slept in like probably 20 hours now.
Basically, I had to do a double shift.
Yeah, I get in the truck and drive over the Malibu mountains into Calabasas, like without phone service either, because you get up there and you're
dude. And he pulled up to the gas station on E, like rolling into it, and the truck almost ran out of gas.
So so I guess I feel like you guys probably planned this so in such a detailed way, right? You must have.
As best as we could. What we were mainly focused on, I would say, is the route. We spent probably like 16 hours just dissecting the route from like, we were on the phone with like highway patrol, DOT, you know, sheriff stations, fire stations, all up along the coast and stuff like that, just trying to like be prepared for roadblocks, you know. And like, that's the thing, that big roadblock we had in Big Sur, that was like a hazardous roadblock. It's like, that's from, you know, Mother Nature. We couldn't even
the rock slide, right?
Yeah. And that's where it was like, I think it was 2 or 3 miles. It's like there was no option for us there.
It was like a 2-mile mudslide that happened, and it shut it down. And because of that, we're having to drive 4.5 hours by car around.
Like basically, you're adding like how many miles about that would you say?
Driving around?
Okay, so did you have the runners run through?
No, we had runners. So that's where we split up the team into 2.
Oh, right.
We had 3 runners go up for like 3-4 hours, and while they were going up to the south roadblock, we were in the truck and we were driving around 4 hours around the roadblock. There was only one road, so it was like a 4-hour route you had to drive around. Yeah. And then we came up around back to the coastline and had to drive back down to the south side of that roadblock. So basically we met, the closest we could to getting a tag.
When they get the roadblock, then they start, but like we didn't see team 1, and then they have to then go all the way around. And we didn't
catch up with us.
It was like a 12 hours of like, we were like, the team was separated, we didn't see each other, and it was like, and then we start running and it's like freaking cold, and I think
we stayed on route though.
Yeah, that Big Sur section was tough too, because we pretty much did it all through the dark. And it was free. It was cold. You don't know film service.
That's when we were getting pulled over. Like, there's so much we didn't get on camera.
Yeah, that would have been
pulled over by cops. Like, you know, Cole rolled his ankle.
The dock team, we didn't really have them in that moment, but that was some of the most like dramatic parts of like the whole.
Oh yeah.
I think like we're getting pulled over by the cops. Like we
had Psycho Mountain, like just these mountain hippie ladies just
the people
flying around us, honking and like
just being assholes.
Yeah. They wouldn't leave us alone. Like they would drive back just to get back behind us and like honk again, and then just fly past us, and like they were messing. I don't know. It was
just not really.
I think it was like a Friday, Saturday night, and it was like 11:30 at this point, and it was like
a car drives by like every 20 minutes.
I'm sure she was like drunk driving or whatever.
Oh geez, so you're dealing with assholes while you guys are challenging yourself mentally in a way that
I'm like, that's the frustrating part. It's like you have no fucking idea what we're doing right now, or like what we've been through the last 2-3 days. I'm like,
I'm trying to have like a intelligent conversation with a police officer at 11 at night, and I haven't slept in 3 days. He probably thinks I'm like hammered driving or something, and I'm just like,
that's crazy.
Natty almost freaking like tried to fight this person in this one car because they just kept fucking with Cole. So Natty got out to run with Cole, and Natty was just getting super pissed off, and he's like, you don't even know what these guys are dealing with or like fucking with, you know? So it was like,
yeah. And then what do they have to say, the drivers?
Just screaming and like yelling and honking, nothing.
It would have been a great if we had.
I wish we would have had it, but it was like
we at least should have took iPhone content we could have used in the doc, because there was even a point where like you're running in the dark. There's nothing. There's no light. So I tripped at one point on the road and like fell to the ground. I'm just like smacking the pavement, cussing myself out.
Yeah.
I'm so mad.
Man.
And like we're just like fucking 2 a.m. like somewhere in Big Sur. Like,
dude. Okay. So two of the you guys already get into two of the questions. Well, one was like, what was the most challenging team moment, and you guys named a couple points, and the other one was going to be like, what didn't make it to the documentary that that maybe was significant enough where it should have, whether it was a critical moment or whether it was like a really funny behind the scenes moment.
A lot of the night stuff, I would say. There was one time where, I don't know where exactly we were, but I kind of was chasing Cole down because he ran past like the checkpoint and he was just like pissed off running. And then like I finally got him to stop and I'm just trying to chase him down. And like we had both kind of stopped for a second and we were just screaming at each other like 2 a.m. And he's like, I'm fucking crazy. I'm like, no, I'm fucking crazy.
You guys were just hyped up.
Dude, yeah. It was like, that's one part I wish we would have had on video because it was just like, we were both just in a very like psychotic state of mind kind of and just screaming back and forth from each other, probably like a quarter mile apart. Yeah. So it's just echoing out there.
Yeah, because like, a lot of like wild, like, because we had Olivia running with us too, and we'd be like in some really sketchy areas running, and like you just like send the runner off, and you're like, all right, like hope they're there in 6 miles. You know, man, like, no homeless person or someone's like taking them. So like a lot of times, like I would be driving like behind Olivia or one of the others where we're just like trailing them with the hazards on, or I would drive like a half mile up the road, fall asleep and then like they would run by and like tap the car, and I would wake up. And then drive like another mile down the road and just keep doing that for hours. Yeah. Wake up, fall asleep, wake up. So I'd be getting like 15 minutes of rest at a time. Just like wake up, drive. And it's just like, I remember one time we went into that, like, it was like once we got to Monterey or something or past that, we went into that breakfast shop in the morning and we all looked like toast. Right. And we're sitting down and like eat like breakfast and everyone's like, all the families are there just like having like, I think it was Sunday morning by that time. And we're just like blood, it looked like I went to war. We were like, I think we told we told Zarek, we're like, you need to run a 10-mile section so we can all go get food for the team. Yeah. And we had a chance to just sit like a team dinner while Zarek was out running. So it was like, we were continuously moving the entire time, which was like the main focus. Yeah. It's weird, like you'd be doing that and then you're like, hey, where's the guy now? It's like, we send you off running, you're like, all right, you're gonna run for 2 fucking hours right now. And then like, we're all gonna go like. And when Leo's up, you just have to you're just like looking and you're like, oh, here he comes, because he has no phone. You can't call him or track him or anything. Yeah, so dude, it's like, that's right. He's fast too, though. So a lot of times we'll be like, oh, he should be pulling up in 10, 15 minutes, and then he'll pull up in like 2 minutes. Wow. It's like, oh, he looks like an ultra runner, man. Yeah, he's like quick. Like he would just appear. Like, oh, there he is. So would the van would trail, like creep behind the runners the whole time? At night, yes. Okay. Just so like especially after like the first night, we got like kind of realized how sketchy it was. That's when we kind of had to adjust the plan. It's like, all right, we need to have either the RV or like the transition rig stay behind the runner as long as they can, just so they, one, have lighting on the road, and two, just feel safer for like sense of peace and you know. Nighttime was always a shit show just because like there's one person driving and then everyone else is for the most part be sleeping and then you're running out, whoever's running out there. I feel like at night especially you feel super lonely because you know what, all your teammates are sleeping you're out there on your own and like there's you're just like that bed probably sometimes you just so wanted to like text or call someone just to have like you knew someone was like with you running, you know, just at least on the phone. Oh yeah, calling my mom and stuff. Just like, please answer. Really, like you'd call while you're running? Oh yeah, I would call people just to talk with them, and like I'd woken up people in the middle of their sleep, and they would sit there on the phone with me for a little bit, and then I'm like, they're like, I could just tell they're dozing off. I'm like, you're no help. I'm just gonna lock in and run. Yeah. Well, that's cool that you had people to call during the journey. Yeah. That was definitely helpful. Yeah. But then like during the day, we stayed to like our 7-mile, 10-mile splits, and you would just drop the runner off, and then it was kind of up to Natty driving the RV. It's like, all right, he would literally just watch the odometer from where he dropped him off and drive till it reaches 7 miles past where he was, and then stop and pull over. Damn. Oh, and that would be the checkpoint. So you basically would just run until you see the RV, and you're like cat and mouse. Oh, thank God. Literally, cat and mouse the whole way, kind of. I see. The RV would be more of like bigger, like move farther and then sit, and then the truck was more like agile, like moving runners. Yeah. But I think
transitioning, shuttle rig.
We only had 2 drivers, which made it really tough because
that's where we didn't plan accordingly, kind of, and like
they would need to eventually sleep. And even if we had 3 drivers, then they could have rotated on like 8-hour shifts.
Yeah,
there could have always been a driver sleeping for 8 hours.
I see,
and we never would have had to drive. I think.
Yeah.
So was that? Would you say that was the cause of the team conflict? The lack of drivers.
Yeah, it was more so like frustrating, I guess, for me and Cole because we were really, I guess Daryl drove a little bit, but me and Cole were really the only ones driving because, I mean, we started at 6 a.m. and then the night rolls in at like 7 and Natty and Buster are like, hey, we're ready to go to bed. And we're like, what do you mean?
We've been running all day. And
I'm like, we've been running all day. They're like, well, we need sleep. And I'm like, well, fuck. So we didn't really think.
My sleep schedule would be about from 6 to 8 in the morning. So I would run all day, run all night, and drive, and then pretty much uncontrollably fall asleep around 6 a.m. Right
when the drivers wake back up and they're like, oh, I got a good 8 hours of sleep,
And I'm sitting there bloodshot, just for sure. I just ran all night and also drove while you slept in the back.
And you guys were all sleeping in a van. That's not quality sleep.
No, it was a big RV, but not to mention halfway through the RV generator broke. So we had space when the slides would come out. So every 7 miles, the RV would stay, pull out the slides, let people cook their food, have room to walk around in the RV, lay down. Yeah. We had a queen size bed, 2 bunk beds, and one above the driver's seat. So there were the bunk beds only Leo and Z could fit in because it was pretty small.
Yeah.
I found myself just sleeping in the rental car truck, honestly, because it smelled a lot better and cleaner.
Well, yeah, we had so many issues with the RV. We didn't
have 2 vehicles.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the sewage problem in the RV. The toilet had no flap cap on it, so every time you drove, the air ventilation would lift the manure from the toilet just all throughout the RV. Yeah. So you're trying to relax on your break and it's just fuck.
Oh damn, yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
You need to think about that stuff. This is some of the stuff that doesn't make the documentary is people taking shits.
Dude, me and Natty had to pull. We went and rented the RV from Palm Springs and we were driving it back and we realized they hadn't even emptied, the renter before didn't empty the bathroom, the RV or this the manure from underneath.
That's crazy.
And it was the weekend before Stagecoach and they're the people at Stagecoach just ripped it up and I was me and Natty had to unload and it was a clear tube. We watched their whole entire party weekend get flushed out through a tube and Natty's under there on the side of the interstate. And we're can we even dump waste here? And I was just dude, I don't give a shit. Hopefully a cop doesn't come by because we just need to get this out of here.
Dude.
Because then it won't smell half as bad. But
wait, so where'd you put it?
We ran the tube to the ditch on the side of the interstate and I was dude, we just need to get it out of here. And we just flushed that shit and left it there and we just skirted off. But
so, how many times did you guys have to do that when you were on your journey?
Well, once we realized the flap didn't work, we were ruled no pooping in the van.
No way.
You could pee in there if you really had to, but it was
so you guys were just going outside?
We were kind of just shitting outside.
Yeah. There's so many bathrooms and restaurants on the way and stops, but yeah, just go outside.
Once you get up to Big Sur, that's when we kind of hit stretches where there weren't bathrooms and it was you kind of have to figure it out.
Yeah. Anyone shit themselves?
I mean, we were pretty prepared.
I did, yeah.
This happens, dude.
Yeah.
This happens on these ultra.
We'll tell you the truth.
I was shitting on the side of a freeway at one point.
Oh yeah, but we had baby wipes and stuff, so it was Cole had a shit stain actually at one point in his shorts on day 3,
and you could see it outside.
Well,
shout out 10,000 outside.
We didn't notice it. So we were looking at the pictures.
That's something you should send to them. They'll give you some free stuff. I bet.
Some iconic shots.
That's a real ultra. That's a real true ultra marathon picture.
It really is. On your IG now. Yeah. Fucking my whole back of my shorts is brown.
The runner's been through it.
Yeah. Tag David Goggins, Cam Haynes, and 10,000.
Oh yeah.
There's so many points throughout the race where I just was what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
This is just there's so many. The running part I thought was the easiest part. It was all the logistics and just handling problems. Because most of our runners, it's they were just clockwork. They didn't have to do anything. They just run and go mind their business in the RV, and me and Will are run, drive, make sure everyone's fed, handle problems.
Oh yeah, this is the food too.
Someone gets we just didn't sleep. I think if we had more drivers, we had a couple crew, maybe 2 RVs, it could have been honestly half as easier of a journey.
That's what so many people said. They're how hard was the run and how was it? It was Bro, the run was the easiest part of the whole thing.
So crazy to think about that.
It took us like
I was
16 weeks to find athletes, put everything together, sponsors, figure out the route. Like that was like 16 weeks. And then we had
driving all the
6 months
logistics.
Post-production as well, where we were like basically directing the whole thing and like.
Yeah, putting together the documentary was a whole, I've seen that documentary probably 150 times.
You could make like 3 separate movies off the entire thing itself by just putting it together, how stressful it was, athletes backing out, like not committing. I was like, we didn't have a full team until I think like 12 hours before the start time.
That's right. So that was said in the documentary, which was it was good you guys included that. So the documentary was about half hour. Mm-hmm. How many total hours of footage was captured?
4 days of almost like I would say half a day of footage each day, so 2 full days of footage.
Wow.
I mean, they
probably close to 30 hours.
I definitely wish if I did it over again, like the night times were way more dramatic and gnarly, but like the crew would be cash filming all day, and then like at night, like we called them 1 or 2 nights, we're like, you need to get out here. This is good content, but like at sometimes they would just be asleep.
Won't answer the phone or something.
But like when we were at Big Sur, we didn't have service. We couldn't even contact them. I'm like, bro, we gotta get them here. Damn. I didn't realize like iPhone. We could have used our iPhones more and still put that in the documentary.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have like looked like the 4K cameras, but it's still like it would have been good.
It's something for sure. Yeah.
So like if I did it again, I definitely would have been like, if we don't have the camera crew there, we're just gonna film shit and plug it in because there were some gnarly moments that we didn't get on camera, and
which I don't know why we didn't think of it at the time, but now looking back, it's like we weren't in the most logical state of mind. It was like,
exactly.
Common sense was one thing, but we were just so fatigued and like, and then on day 3 or 4, we like the producers, or the film crews getting like sleep, and they'll ask us questions and like, hey, we need to talk to you and tell us about this, and I'm. At one point, like, because we would do interviews almost after every run, like, especially me and him, and they would be asking us questions, and I would just be like, can you say that one more time? Or like, you just be like,
Yeah.
Can I get some water?
Yeah. Can you guys each remember the one moment where you were really thinking, I can't finish this? Like, I want to quit. Was there a moment that you guys remember, each of you?
I think it was the first night.
Surprisingly, it was the first day was the hardest for me, too.
We were sitting in Venice at our buddy's, like, house, actually. We were, like, in the sauna and stuff. And I just, for some reason, it was, like, only the first day, but, like, I just felt so bad. And it was never, like, a mindset of, like, we're not going to do this. Because I feel like anytime I commit to something, I have to, like, finish it. So I knew I knew I was going to either do it or, like, die trying. But I was just sitting there, like, fuck, I really don't want to do this.
Well, another thing is, too, it's like, it would get scary when the athletes are just quiet for hours. And I'm like, because like, I had faith in me and Cole, but like, the runners we brought on, some of them had backgrounds, some of them were like, oh yeah, I run a lot, but it's like, at the end of the day, we didn't really, you can run a lot, but like, what really comes down to this is your mindset, It's like, how strong is their minds to, continue to push. So it's like, it got kind of scary at some points. It's like thinking, it's like, yeah, we can keep pushing to this, but, if they're getting quiet, I'm like, dude, speak up. Do you need water, food? Like, you need a break, anything? We're really trying to baby the athletes because if one of them were to back out, like, we actually had one runner, like, basically tap out at 80 miles. So, like, me and Cole were like, fuck, now we got to make up 20 on top of our 100 each, So it was
tapped out at 80 miles total for the race. Was this on day 4?
The last morning.
Day 3.
No, it was...
Day 3.5, maybe.
I think it was like going into the morning, like somewhere around like Monterey. He just was like, "I'm done," and we were like, "Okay." But
why was he just so?
He said he had another race coming up that he would, and I'm like, bro, like we're here in the moment. And like,
it did help from a standpoint. And then he became a driver, so we had 3 drivers.
Yeah,
so
I guess
I didn't really have to do any driving that whole day.
We're like, dude, if you're not gonna run, you're gonna have to drive.
Yeah, like you can drive the RV. Like me and Will just need to focus on running and sleeping when we can. Because day 4 was the easiest day. Like it, like I feel like maybe it's like an ultra thing. Like your body just got like after 3 days. I feel like you just got used to it, like the time schedule and the not sleeping. So day 4, like. we were just on a straight road from freaking Monterey to San Francisco. We just were cruising.
We're on the PH1 the whole time, and you start off with the road signs every 20 miles. San Francisco, 500 miles away. San Francisco, 400 miles away. Once we were San Francisco, under 100 miles, then everybody was like,
I was just
we're there.
This is
you
possible,
can see the finish line, you know what I'm saying?
Everyone was just cranking like 6 miles at a time, just getting your 6 in. Just
people were running like a 7:30 pace on the last
Holy
smokes. I was doing like 6-minute stints sometimes.
Yeah.
Just flying like.
That's crazy.
We were feeling good.
Like the vibes were good. Like we went to a bar at one point when we weren't running. And like
you didn't drink, did you?
Did I? I had a
No, we had a beer. Yeah.
In the middle of this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, the other runners were out, and I was like, dude. That's what the whole thing about ultras and stuff, you know, it's like a lot of times it's like a dirtbag style race. It's like, you know, we're putting ourselves through hell. I was like, what the fuck's a beer going to hurt me right now? You know, all you care about at that point, it's like, you know, I'm putting my body through so much right now, you know, it's like.
Going to the nutrition, like what I would at least consume pretty much on a daily basis. We had in the back of the truck, we had coolers full of like Sprite, Coke, these mellow waters, which are like my buddy's brand. It's like the watermelon juice. I probably drank like 40 mellows, 50 plus Cokes, and 50 plus Sprites.
We had to remind Cole a lot for his like proper nutrition. Like, dude, you need to hydrate.
I would crush a segment and just be like shotgunning Coke, and then like just eating whatever, like literally whatever.
Cole would be laying in the bed and he would be like, Will, what should I eat?
Brown.
And I'm like, dude, you gotta eat you gotta be eating oats. And like sometimes once you get to a certain point though, it's like you can only put down what your body will consume, you know? So it's like people are eating pizza, people are eating ramen, people are eating, you know. I was eating waffles like crazy.
Yeah,
Waffles
those things are popular in the long.
Yeah.
It's warm and it's like easy to kind of chew. I don't know, but it's
like just crush up Tylenol and just fucking put it in your mouth. I mean, your legs like.
Olivia did say this on film. She she couldn't believe how
Cole
somebody who pays as little attention to nutrition and rest as you, but you still are an animal. That's what it sounds like.
I would love to sleep more, but I feel like I just also will probably attest this. I feel like me and him just felt like a higher responsibility to like take care of everyone.
It was our race, so it was like
we knew like everyone was gonna bitch or have problems.
I see.
Like we needed to kind of like supervise everyone, and if we were just passed out for 4 hours, I was kind of like anxiety about it and be like, well, shit, maybe something's happening.
Or they're like, oh, if Will and Cole are asleep, let's just go to. They're asleep, we'll sleep, or like we'll take a break. So it was like really trying to like fill that kind of like role model or role of just trying to keep people. It's like
it was the fight of like, I mean, sleeping and not sleeping, like the urge to not sleep when your body just like wanting to shut down. And you do have to go out and run 4, 5, 6 miles, and it's freezing. Yeah. And you're out there in your thoughts, and it's like the most quiet, desolate place you've ever been in your life. I think that really attests to like the mindset of like pushing. Like you don't want to get out of that bed and go do that. Like there's nothing else in the world I want to do. But you put your shoes on, you get out there. The dude tag teams you in. And like you're like, I'm gonna go do this for my team and like do my part, and then the next guy's gonna hop in, and you just have to have like that mentality. Yeah. You don't want to fucking do it in the moment. It's like the worst thing ever.
Right.
Your brain is telling you don't go out there, don't run. You know.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the life lesson. You know, it's like there's so many different things that's gonna be uncomfortable and challenging, but like we're capable of so much more. And it's like it's the mental discipline of saying. Or feeling I don't want to go do that, but it's like I'm still gonna go do it because the reason why you need to do it, or like the outcome, and our outcome was just like goal was to just finish the race. So it was like if I don't get out and run, who is
right? I feel like you guys must have really leaned on the team aspect of this a lot for so many factors. I mean, from a motivation standpoint, first and foremost, I would say. If anyone was feeling like I can't keep doing this, you could probably push through in a way that you just absolutely wouldn't be able to if you're alone.
We stayed in the mindset of the entire time of like, if someone were to say that, I'd be like, if they're like, I can't do this, it's like, I'll show you how. I'm going to get out and show you.
Yeah, I was fully prepared if like it ended up just being me and Will running. Like, we're still going to finish the fucking thing.
And some of you guys just met each other right as you were starting.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like you had a team bonding experience before.
It was like hugs and high fives, nice to meet you, then all right, let's go. Like,
dude, and then like at the end, it was like hugs and tears, It was like the way we grew in those 4 days was like immaculate.
Like we finished the race and like Well, actually, so the last day we're rolling up to SF. We're in like Half Moon Bay. We're cruising. We're getting pretty much into like South San Francisco. Yeah. It gets really hilly once you get to that part of San Francisco. And by then, like I will say by then, that's day 4. I was like literally, I probably shouldn't have been driving a vehicle. Like I was out of it. Like I'm like very like
sleep deprived driving is like worse than being drunk.
So we're still cranking, and like I'm just at that point, like I'm speaking like a different language. We parked, I remember one time on the side of a hill in our truck, and it made the gas tank like, you know, not be set.
Oh,
and so we couldn't start the fucking truck.
We had to go fill up one of our water jugs, like the 5-gallon water jugs. We took that to a gas station. We Ubered to the gas station,
go get gas,
filled that thing up with like 2.5 gallons of gas, and then came and tried to hand pour like the water gallon into the truck. And then finally got it to turn back on, and they're waiting for us. They're like, well, the shuttle rig's not here. I was like, run an extra 2 miles. They're hustling. They're going to be here in 20 minutes, you know.
That's
just
crazy.
keep running until they get here. Or someone's like, you have to jump out in rotation, switch up the rotation, you know.
Even like once we did get to Chrissy Field, Olivia, she was like pretty injured. Like her knee was banged up and stuff. And she was kind of doing the last segment. And it took like a super long time, and me and Will were sitting there. I'm out of it. I'm like, where the fuck is she? Like, it's like fucking almost getting to midnight. I'm like we gotta finish this.
Cole's somebody go sub her out. He's like, sprint to the finish line, because she was hurting bad on the last leg.
She was really, She what happened? Just
she was just toast. I mean, we're just like
everyone was toast, and she had the big goal of reaching 100 miles, which like we really respected. And we're like, hey, if you want it, we're gonna. And we were getting close to the point where we made up a lot of miles, and like some people had cut their mileage short, and she was like, I don't know if I'm going to even get my goal of 100. And I was like, hey, we can adjust. Like, we'll pull the team back and make everybody run 4 miles if you really want to push for that 100. And she did.
Wow.
She got like 102 miles, but those last 3 miles, she was
pretty fucked.
Struggling. Yeah. She was moving slow, but she finished.
The two of you guys, how many miles did you guys each clock?
Maybe like 125.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
120 around for each of you. That's crazy.
We did a lot of like longer stints too, just because we had to like pick up the pace. I don't know, just like, I mean, surprisingly though, like after the race, we like thought we were gonna go out and like we got pretty late, but we went to a hotel. We all slept about 8 hours, and then by the next day, I mean, it's pretty good to go.
We were supposed to go, celebrate when we got there. There was like, I think one of these like bars or restaurants that was gonna like host a, you did it party celebration.
Really? Do you remember which one? I lived in San Francisco for a while before.
I forget. My buddy has a tequila company that was like trying to set up, but we got in so late. And,
we got in at like 1 a.m.
We were
and
so
like
tanked.
Cole and one other person were like, we're gonna drive back to San Diego right now. And I'm like, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So we put the team up in like hotel rooms and stuff like that for the night. We're like, let's get everybody out of the RV, get everybody rested.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I feel like everyone needs and wants more than anything after that.
Oh yeah, I got an 8 hour sleep that night. Felt pretty golden, and we drove back to San Diego the next day.
Jeez, dude.
Home by like 3 p.m.
Wow.
Just back to
the team. Kind of split up. Some of them were like, I just want to be back in San Diego in my own bed, and then like, I think it was like me and Olivia and Daryl and Leo. We were like, dude, we ran all the way here. Like, let's explore San Francisco for a sec. So
for sure.
Half the team kind of woke up. We went and like got, just ate bagels, like brunch, just eating food tour of San Francisco. And then we kind of slowly headed back in the RV. But yeah, it was sick.
Wow.
Dude, amazing, guys. I'm curious. So the documentary you created, what is the business plan with this, or the marketing plan? Short term and long term.
I mean, the overall goal I would say is to kind of get it to Netflix if possible.
We want to submit it to film festivals and stuff. We created like a private YouTube link that we can like send to people so they can watch it.
Okay. Which we're actually dropping today. So we'll send you the link.
Oh, yeah.
And you can put it in on here.
It's already surfacing, but like you can't Google the doc on YouTube. You have to like have the private link and then you can open it. But
yeah, you need to keep it kind of disclosed so that way the public can't abuse it. Otherwise, film festivals or like brands and creators won't want anything to do with it.
Sure, yeah.
And that's our production team. They're the ones who recommended that, and they're like doing everything the right way, which is nice. But you have to be sent the link or something to actually be able to see the video. Okay. But then you can copy and paste it and send it to your friends and family. So it's all the views right now are just kind of going to be word of mouth and, based off of, people sharing it and whatnot. But
so when you submit it, you submit it to different film festivals. How does this then get discovered by Netflix? Do you just send it to them directly, or do they have to discover it at one of the festivals?
Netflix, to get like your doc, most something like this, you would submit it to like smaller film festivals, get into those film festivals, and then based off how they do there, the doc could get like scouted by Netflix, and then they could put it on like their short series.
I'm like, dude, we should just drive up to LA to Netflix headquarters, put the documentary on a disc, and slip it under the door, and be like, hey,
Yeah, man,
that's the old school way. They might respect it and throw it up, but yeah, just probably try and get it out there as much as we can. Hopefully, the right person sees it. But
yeah, we've had a lot of good sent it around to some people, and everyone's been really engaged with it and has watched it. We've had people text us and say they started crying, and others have said they're motivated to start running. So
yeah, that's the big thing.
Our message. Yeah, when people ask why we do this, we're just just kind of show people at the end of the day, people like Will and I, we're still just normal ass people, and we weren't maybe always running to San Francisco or doing. When I started running, it was 1 mile, 2 miles. Whatever. 5 miles could seem hard to me.
Right.
Now it's but you start doing that, and then you do something else, and then you sign up for your first half marathon, and you just baby steps, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now I'm doing whatever I want to do. I'm doing 100 miles, or I'm doing big relay races, or
100%.
So we even had some of the documentary guys on the way, they'd never run before, and all of a sudden Jaime, the head director, he's
he ran the last mile with us.
He ran a mile or something.
First time he'd ever run in his life.
Oh, wow.
And he's
that's cool.
texting us after that we did this whole thing. We were inspiring the film crew on the way. They're you guys are fucking crazy. I'm going to start running. Now that they're all hitting us up after.
One of them did their first half marathon, the PB half.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's cool.
It's cool. It's what consistency and commitment, the level of growth it can give you is nuts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we just want to show people is dude, if you really, focus on something and go all in on something, it'll change your life. The outcome's something you'll never think would be possible.
And people think you don't realize it's the same way with the entire race of running from San Diego to San Francisco. We didn't think we're gonna run from there to there. It's okay, guys, we're gonna start this race now, and we're just gonna run from San Diego or from Solana Beach where we started to Carlsbad.
Yeah.
And just think about it that way, and just chop it up into small blocks. And then by the time you get to the end, you're like, holy shit, we just ran to San Francisco. You just chop it up.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel with life, where people, they get all shaked out, and they're like, shit,
don't look too far ahead.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
I can't do a marathon. I've never run in my life. Let's start with a 5K.
You're right.
And let's start, and then go to a 10K. Do it for a walk. You know? And then you just got to start somewhere. You just got to start.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's what I always tell people. It's control what you can control, which is what's in front of you right now. Mm-hmm. You can't control the past, so don't dwell on it. And you can't control the future, so don't get lost in that. It's just stay present and control, one step in front of the other. Mm-hmm. And if you're focused right there in the present, I feel that's where you can really lock in and stay focused on your goal or your outcome.
Yep.
Yeah,
dude, that was one thing that I really took away after watching this the other night. One thing that, I used to be a competitive athlete in college, played Division I college sports, and ever since then, I've just kind of done my own, workout routines, gym rat stuff, some cross training. And, when I started doing jiu-jitsu, it gave me a sense of competition again with other people. And it was such a beautiful thing to bring me back into. And, and before I even started jiu-jitsu a few years ago, I had done a Spartan race. Yeah. And just those examples, the competitions I've done in jiu-jitsu and the Spartan race were things that I'm all right, I'm going to work towards this because I'm not doing this. I'm doing this and I want to do well. Yeah. Right. And it made me lock in for how many weeks beforehand. Oh, yeah. And then it's just the most fulfilling thing at this point in life, in my 30s, to bring that back within me, And I think it just applies and affects so many other parts of life when you can pick something, work towards it. What's the term? Misogi? You guys know that term? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's something that anyone can implement and that is so valuable.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And this is a hell of a Misogi you guys did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, dude.
The last message, too, is also working towards something. Maybe you accomplish it, maybe you don't, but I'm all about to just it's that next thing, you never kind of stop that life pyramid of progression. Yeah. And it's never about actually getting to the top of that pyramid or where you're trying to go, but it's I'm doing this, and then you find the community, you start bringing people with you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like we have people hit us up all the time to like work out, and I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit if you run like 11-minute mile, whatever. Just show up and put out, try. That's all we care about. Like,
Absolutely.
To be some like professional athlete.
No way.
Yeah.
You know,
And we'll applaud the hell out of you for showing up and trying, you know.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the only way you get better, right? Is showing up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, it was super inspiring. Amazing job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On accomplishing this. I can't wait for this to get out there. I really want to see this film be seen by a lot of people and be successful. It'd be incredible if you guys can get that on Netflix. Even just, I'd love to go to a random film festival and see it again just to see how other people react. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
So
We can't wait, man.
yeah.
Just keeping our fingers crossed and just want to keep inspiring people, you know.
Yeah.
Whether it's a race or sign up for a gym or just get off the couch and walk around the block. Don't compare yourself to other people because we're all in different chapters, you know.
Exactly.
We're all writing our
That's
own
huge.
book.
Yep. Man, well, guys, check these guys out. I just thought this was a last minute podcast because I was so compelled and inspired to do it with these guys while they were in town after seeing their documentary this week, seeing the premiere. So thank you guys for coming over and
Of course, dude.
sharing more of the behind the scenes stuff.
Thanks for having us.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
It. Thanks for having us.
Cool, absolutely.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Well, you too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Built for Legacy with Chris Nichols. Please hit the subscribe button on YouTube and follow on Apple and Spotify. And on Instagram, follow at Nichols and Dimes and at Built for Legacy Podcast. And please like or comment on any of the videos you come across. Would love to hear your feedback so I can continue to innovate and grow the podcast. Thank you for the support, and we'll see you next time.